show is a vile piece of crap. Listen at your own discretion.
I don't like meeting celebrities. Do not want to meet them. Don't care. Don't want. You know why? What if they're not cool? What if they're not what you like them for, right? What if they're different? I had this theory called douchebag credits. Listen up. Every celebrity has earned a certain amount of douchebag credits. Tom Hanks has the most douchebag credits. Here's what I mean. If tomorrow's paper read, Tom Hanks punches nun, your first question is, what the hell did that nun do to Tom Hanks?
You're listening to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no.
There you go.
Hey there. How you doing, man?
You can't argue with that.
If I could just see the show, it'd be great.
It's up there. I can see it. It's flashing live and everything.
My computer's saying the heck with you guys.
Only the heck?
The heck.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe it's not on
PG-13 kind of thing.
There it is. Maybe it's because it's on the wrong internet. I don't know.
You plugged in.
We'll try. We'll try it again. Well, we have a special guest in the studio.
We do.
We have Tina.
Hello.
And I want to get this all right, so I'm going to go right to your page.
Okay.
So
I'm going to kill the music.
Tina.
Over there.
Do you say the middle name, or is it just for Facebook?
That's actually my real name, Tina Marie.
Oh, cool.
What's the last part for?
Gilliano. Oh, what?
Like, is that your real name?
Yeah, Tina Marie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you said
It's like Marianne.
Well, a lot of people think it's a middle name, or
yeah.
they think it's Christina, but no, it's Tina Marie.
Tina Marie.
It's a Catholic thing.
See, I was calling it Tina.
I was supposed to be a Sabrina.
I already ruined it. We have Tina Marie in the house.
Yes.
And for those that don't know, she has a little special company. And I want to say that right. It's Level Up to Entertainment.
Yes.
And she does bookings in the Montgomery County, Philadelphia general vicinity. I'm sure there's some other places you reach out beyond.
Yes.
But she is a bookings manager. And I thought it would be exciting. And I'll be honest, I just asked her to help one of my bands out, and she helped us get a booking. So, there's that, but I thought it would be interesting for you to come in and tell some stories and be here with Jim and I, because we like to have people come in that are, well, they're local celebrities, we'll call you.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's funny because the other day, one of my bands called me and they said, my wife was sitting out at a show and you were there. And this couple that was sitting at the table was like, do you know that girl? She's like a superstar. I was like, wow. That's like honorable. But can I tell you a little bit about Level Up?
Please do.
So I originally had a company called 1019 Productions. And the reason I picked 1019 was because it was my mom's birthday.
I was about to ask if it was like some strange tax code that I should know about.
Yeah. So but that was the thing. Like nobody knew what 1019 meant. Right. So even like the bands that I was booking at the time, I would put 1019 and they would be like, who's that? I'd be like, it's me. But yeah. And so the funny thing, it's very weird how the universe works. So last year I really started thinking, I kind of want to just do something different. I wanted, I like what I'm doing, but I want to expand. And I'm like, the 1019, it's just not doing it. It's just not doing it. So I had a dream actually. And I'm like a big fan of the band Shinedown. Love the band Shinedown.
Okay.
And I had a dream and that I was backstage and the lead singer was walking by and he was like, what's your problem? And I was like, yeah, I'm working at this full-time job, but I have this thing and I really enjoy being in the music business. And I have so much joy over the weekend being around the musicians, etc. And he's like, well, then what's the problem? And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know like where I'm going to go. And he turned around and he said, well, level up.
And this was in the dream.
This is in the dream. So I woke up and
that's pretty cool.
I said, level up to entertainment.
Nice.
And that's where the name came from.
I think that's brilliant.
I think that it really defines what I want to do in this industry, because I got to the point where I was watching musicians that really, really should be like on the big stages. We're on the big stages,
Mhm.
and they're now getting paid $500-$600, and
Mhm.
they're lugging equipment in, and they're put in this little corner, and I'm like, enough, like enough of that.
Yeah.
Like I want to bring something to this market
Mhm.
that is just not only going to help the venue, but also help the musician. You know,
I like it.
We're not there. And then I kind of expanded from that too, because I've always kind of been a front of the stage girl. Like the musicians, that's your domain. Like you do your thing.
Mhm.
Production, I partnered up with someone, Rotation Productions. So
Mhm.
that's taken care of. So I consider myself, and anyone that is on my team, we're tour managers of the fans. We want to make sure that everyone in that audience, one, knows about our bands, and two, is there to just have a really, really good time. And I'll do whatever I have to do. If I have to take an order, I'll take an order. If I have to clear tables to make sure you sit down, I will do it.
I know what that's like.
Yeah.
We actually
Yeah.
have a question for you from out there in the peanut gallery. How long have you been booking bands?
30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm showing my age, right?
Since,
And
you
the
were,
funny thing
since
is-
you were 4.
I've known you for probably about 10 years.
Yes.
We never really formally had a major conversation or anything like that. And I didn't know that you did this.
I know.
And
I know.
it took Mike Duva coming to me and saying, you should talk to Tina Murray. And I was like, well, he didn't say that. I know somebody you should speak to. I'll send you their information.
Right. And then it was me.
And I was like, wait a minute. We had that conversation on the phone. It was like one of those light bulb moments.
Right.
Definitely
Right.
more mysterious that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I could say
I will
it's,
send someone at you.
yes.
They will call.
And things will happen.
Yeah. The lights
Someday. You don't.
coming.
Wait.
The phone will ring. Mm.
It's like Gru going light bulb.
And there's Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Pat
What's up,
Shoemaker.
everybody?
Sick Vicky. Wait, I didn't do it.
Oh.
Sick Vicky.
There you go. Use the big voice. Use the
Yeah.
big man voice.
That's right. The one I used all Saturday night long when we sat there.
Right.
Dude, that was a great night. Thank you. That was
You're
a fun
welcome.
time just hanging
It
out.
was a good time. I enjoyed it. I needed it myself.
Bummed I missed out.
That's
You're a
okay.
wuss.
Yeah, what am I going to do? You know, I live 400 or 500 feet away. Well, you know, come on.
I drove.
You would.
Okay.
Did you really drive?
I did.
Oh my god.
I didn't want to walk home in my boots.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
What,
So you walked. So
you wore
he
your
lives.
rocker boots?
I
You
wore my-
live 400 feet away.
Mhm.
Jim lives 500 feet away, and you drove.
I think Jim lives about.
520 feet away.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
wide
I
is
was
Howard?
gonna
I don't
say,
think.
yes.
I don't think the house is that far apart here.
No, I remember one time I wore boots to one of your shows and no one noticed.
What kind of boots were they?
They were just
Cowboy
like
boots
knee
or-
high, like rocker boots. I wore them to the whip pain.
Really?
Yeah, and I
Really?
never do that.
I can't see you as a
No,
knee
no one
high.
can. No one noticed. It
Were
was
you
like,
wearing flare pants?
no, God, I had them tucked in.
Oh, you were doing the cowboy.
Oh,
boot.
yeah, yeah.
Were you
But
black?
they were like
was it
all
black,
black.
on black?
Yeah.
That's
Nobody did.
why.
But it was like the time I dressed as Judge Dredd at work and no one said a word. They just kept coming up to me like everything was normal. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, it's-
All right, you want one of these?
Yes.
You want to hear about this real quick?
Yeah, and then after that I'll tell you. We'll get back to.
I
the
was just going to
last
do
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, we
no,
will.
no,
I
yeah.
want to
I
get
have
these
a-
we
out
got
because
plenty of time for
Yeah.
that.
But this is a weirdly special beer. It's called Garage Beer. It's from the Kelsey brothers, who now own the company.
Really?
Yes,
The
it is.
the Kelsey brothers.
The Kelsey, yeah.
Oh,
Look
wow.
at them getting into different stuff.
They got into it. It was from another. I can't remember the name of the company who had it because I can't see in here with the lights, and I don't think a lot when
I have my glasses.
I looked it up. No, I looked it up earlier. It's not. On
You don't
there.
think a lot ever.
Yeah, there you go. And then they split off into just garage beer, and it's beer flavored beer.
Beer flavored
Beer flavored beer. So
Well, that's the best kind of beer.
Yeah, I
Well,
was gonna say what other.
I'm assuming this is not going to be like some. I'm not going to drink this and
Well,
like
it's only
you know,
95 calories.
It's
Is
not going to
Homer
be.
Simpson the poster child or what?
Now, where are you getting this? Was it at the
I got this at
The guy at the van again.
No.
Yeah.
I don't go near that guy anymore. He's weird. Besides he doesn't. He had a brownie hat hanging out of his
Oh,
trunk.
that's
Great
not
time.
Oh,
good.
that's,
But
not
no,
good.
this is from where the hell did I get? I get this from King of Prussia Beer Beverage Outlet or Beer Outlet or whatever they are now.
Oh, you went there?
Yeah, because I was there a couple of weeks
Oh.
ago and they had they have 15 packs of this sitting around. Now I'm sure, and this is a light beer, and I'm sure it's going to taste like beer, nothing special.
Mhm.
But I gotta
But it's
say,
a classic light beer.
this was
It's-
expensive for what it is.
Well, you remember the Schwarber beer that I had? That was very expensive for what it was.
Like you can get Sam Smith's cheaper than this, and that's an
I do like the
atrocity.
metal decoration on this. I will give it kudos. It's a ball can.
I
once
was
again.
going to say, yeah.
Yeah,
it,
there's no
it does the
sticker.
purpose.
They put some golf clubs on the end of the barcode. People start doing decorations now with barcodes.
Oh, I
That's
didn't know
probably a pretty expensive option.
Well, these
the,
guys have won Super Bowls.
Very cool. It's a 3-color can, so it's a like a beige white.
Yeah,
and
it's
a
almost like an old
gold,
Coors can.
and then it looks like I don't know if that's
Oh, wow.
brown or black.
But,
I
well,
forgot.
Well, that
that is
a
very, very light.
I
That's
that
forgot
is
my
a very
glass.
light yellow
that
beer.
is- yeah,
So I'm
that's-
gonna drink street style out
I'm not a
of the
fan
can.
of yellow beer.
Oh, he's
so.
he's going all gusto over here.
Yeah, it tastes like light
It's beer. Yeah, it's just light beer. I mean, it's lighter than Yingling Light.
It's
Oh,
only
way lighter.
4%.
It's definitely, it looks a lot lighter
Yeah, I
than
mean,
that. Yeah.
Yingling Light at least is like a red ale. This is
Yeah, but you know what I will say about this?
it
It doesn't taste like de-sweetened corn syrup.
no.
A lot
I
of
mean,
the light beers have that.
this
flavor.
is something you could drink outside while you're doing work and it won't kill you.
This would be great at a gig.
Yeah, there you go.
I
So,
do that.
but this is the color I would describe it as your doctor saying take vitamins.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one.
Hey, get your vitamin B. Okay.
Yeah, you need some B vitamins, man. Something water soluble because this is very light. Like this is the color of Budweiser. That kind of.
This is like B96, right?
Might be a little darker. I
doubt
really
it.
do.
Budweiser.
I had a Budweiser draft over the weekend.
I'm sorry. You okay?
It was awful.
Yeah, it always is.
No, but I've had Budweiser in a bottle.
But see,
Bottles are always better.
But I've changed your
Bottles
palate.
are always better.
I've
tend
tried to make
prefer
you
draft
better.
Beer.
Oh, you like draft beer?
Draft beer is generally a better beer, in my opinion. Than
Yeah,
a
because
bottle
Than
beer.
the bottle beer.
but
Okay.
the Budweiser is better in the bottle.
It depends. I mean, beer can get stunk if they leave it out, and a lot of times I'll see
It was-
kegs sitting out in the sun, and that's not good for it.
So anyway,
I was going to say,
think
did
I'll
you
be doing
ever
that
do a
again.
tasting where you chilled the beer and drank it chilled and then left
drank
it
it German
room?
style.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
see if there was a difference.
The only
I have.
thing I like room temperature beer wise, it has to be open fresh first of all. Is usually like a dark beer, like a Guinness or something like that. Regular beer tastes like it's nasty.
I've done oatmeal stout, Guinness, and Celebrator.
like this would be a Pilsner. Would
Oh
be-
no, that would be ass.
Yeah,
flavor.
I can drink one Budweiser and it gives me a headache. I can't do it.
Yeah, I can look at the can and I get a little sick. I just
Jim
can't.
Jim Naffis. Now he asked on Facebook and then he asked there. I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah,
So
it's the same
you-
thing. See the little
okay.
Facebook icon?
Okay, so we addressed
Yeah,
that.
yes.
That's good.
Yeah, Tom's out there. Hello, Tom.
Tom has a new video.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it today because
No,
at work
it
were being
just put it
dicks.
out. So like I got home and it had just been posted. His video this week is very interesting. It's at the band shell in Pennypack Park,
Oh, okay.
which I played with Old School.
Is that
one
where you
time.
lost your virginity? I thought
a lot of people.
one of the
lost-
places.
A lot of people lost.
Okay,
at
so
Penn
I
Park.
didn't lose it there, but I will say this: across the
Somebody lost their.
Somebody
And you
many.
had some,
Many
and you were
times.
involved.
So across the creek from the band shell is a place that is known as Little City. And everybody in Northeast Philly from a certain time frame in life
Mhm.
or
have gone.
have gone used to go to Little City to watch the submarines go by.
Ah.
That's what they would say.
Wow.
To this day, I don't know what that means, but you would go down there, you'd park in this parking lot that overlooked the creek,
And then
and it was, inspiration point from Happy Days was what it was.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
that's
we
what
used
it
to go
sounds
there
like.
and we cut SAT class to go smoke pot at Little City one time.
That was a good career choice. Yeah.
I remember Little City.
Well, I bet people went there after the Empire Rock Club if they couldn't get a hotel room.
I was horrified on Father's Day. We went and hiked up Mount Joy in Valley Forge Park.
My ex from back then lived in Frankfurt, so we knew all the little places.
Yeah, the Valley Forge, they have signs up now, no parking after dark. So
They
it's
do.
done now.
I've seen
Oh,
that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
I've seen
I didn't know
that.
you could go there after dark anyway.
You could. They would come over and check to make sure that you're not, doing anything criminal. And then they would humiliate you for a few minutes. Like I remember the one time the guy was like, he has the flashlight out. He's like, shines it in my face. He's like, "You being good?" I'm like, "Yes, sir." He being good?
Tom, you are
Yeah.
correct. It was.
And he's
it-
like,
Thank God
it
that
he
is-
didn't
looks
ever
at me
happen
and
to
he's like,
me.
"You're boring." I'm like, "Sorry."
Tom's asking if Little C was on the other side. Yes, it was on the other side of the creek down, and the entrance was off Ron Street.
Now, the Northeast, I only know, I think 3 places. The Palace.
Ice Palace?
No, the Palace, the roller skating place.
Well, that was Ice Palace, I think.
Oh,
at
Ice
one point.
Palace?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was an ice skating and a roller skating.
roller.
rink.
Okay. And then the Ben Elbow, the Northeast Ben Elbow, right on the boulevard.
Oh, I think that's down at Bustleton on the Boulevard.
Yes. And then Country Club Diner.
That's
that-
next to my alma mater, my high school.
There you go. That is my extent of the
Can you say alma
Northeast.
mater about your high school?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Bray.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the Country Club Diner,
I did too.
but I grew up about 4 blocks from there. That
Okay,
was my
that's
neighborhood.
why. Yeah.
So I used to walk to Roosevelt Mall with my boombox when I was a kid, blasting Black Sabbath and Van Halen and annoying
And then
people.
it annoyed me.
Now, was it a real boombox or was it like the
No.
white guy's boombox about
No.
that big,
No,
rectangular,
I
one
had-
speaker?
I had the Mac Daddy.
Oh, you
Like
did.
the
And I
on
didn't
the
have to
You're
figure
shoulder
it
and
one of them
the
rich
whole
kids.
thing.
I wasn't rich. My father worked at an appliance store, so we always were able to get things
The
and
good
put it on
stuff.
store credit and gradually pay it off. So he got me.
Excuse me, Father, may I have a ghetto blaster?
You may
Yeah.
remember
Paul had the glazed donut of Ghetto Blasters.
you may remember the Panasonic Platinum series.
I believe I do.
I
And
think I
They had
remember
Earth, Wind, and Fire as the spokespeople,
that.
and there were about 5 models. I
Weird
had
demo there, but okay.
the second one from the top. So the top of the line was fully automated. It had digital tuner on it. Mine had a manual tuner, but I had 6-inch woofers on
I was
mine.
gonna say if they're tweeters, that's way too big.
The tweeters were about this big.
So did you have like a posse to help you carry this thing?
I
or
was
it
gonna
just-
say, yeah, I
It
did.
took 8 D batteries.
Or were you the guy on like
Well,
the
he
bus?
was the one with the big.
You were the guy on the bus in Star Trek 4.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Do you have
okay.
any pictures?
I
gotta
can
look.
find one online. It was an exceptional radio, and it was one of the first recorders with a really good AGC, which is an automatic
That
gain
is Game
control.
Killer.
So I used to take it when I was playing in the early years to band practice, and later years when I was playing clubs, we would hide it somewhere in the place and record the shows. I had one of my best recordings was from Union Station in Delaware, off of that radio.
That
Uh,
place rocked, dude. That
Oh,
place
it was great.
awesome.
I think we played with Gasoline that night. And I recorded at the cell block with it.
Cell block.
You know, lots of, I don't know why I never got a direct feed off the board from Hoppy, but
Yeah, you didn't think that way.
no, not that smart. But anyway, I had a lot of recordings of it. But as it got older, I got that in 1980, I think, 81.
Wow.
I'll find it for you. And
I
I'll
didn't
show
even
you.
have a Walkman then.
You know what I heard today? I heard Walkman are coming back.
I tried to get mine repaired. I still have my old.
That's what I heard. They're on the.
I had the one that was the WMF 10. It was the one that was a cassette player, and it actually had rewind, so it was like badass.
Oh yes.
It was like my first one, and it was like the one where you took the cassette out, it would shrink down. You were just using the radio,
radio
and then you
part.
pop it out to put the cassette
Sit
in.
in.
Here's the one.
It only had one AAA battery. It would last like one album, and then it was dead.
And then it was the
And then you're like,
You know what I loved about my I guess boombox was that you could put a cassette in, and you could put a blank cassette in, and you could record.
Oh
it.
yeah.
Oh, that was like
So this is the model.
Oh,
before
okay.
the
It was-
download stuff.
It was and this is kind of a precursor. This was the RX 5150.
Get the hell out of here, you liar.
Isn't that something?
That's how we did all our mixtapes back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full. It had speaker outputs on the back of it.
I mean, so many people use that just in their
D
room
batteries,
as their
huh?
stereo.
D batteries took
That's a big mother.
8 D batteries, and if you rented it, full tilt, it would last about a night. And here's one on eBay going for $550 today. It was exceptional. Unfortunately, at the end of its life, the belts must have been stretching out. It would slow down or speed up.
Well, I remember
I
a
wish
friend
I
of
still had it.
my friend who had, was the only guy that had one for a while, left it out in the sun. And when he did, if he played a cassette, it was like, but if you recorded one, it was okay because
it went
everything was fine.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
So he would just record stuff, and then I'd walk over and pop in Van Halen, and I'm like, what the hell?
Like
Could
I'm half
you plug
tempted
in
to-
a microphone in there? Or no?
It took external microphones and external
did,
speakers.
okay.
It was an extremely advanced circuit for radio at the time. Now, I think it cost about $300 in those days. Which what would that be today? I mean, in 1980,
yeah,
it was like
that
$1,000 radio.
Exactly.
My dad's laughing from the grave at me even thinking about asking for that.
I just told my dad I need a boombox, and I said, and I need one that can really do it. And he was like, he worked at a really nice high-end place in those days.
See, my dad brought home powder. If you stuck your hand in, it got really hot and burned you.
And burned.
They worked in different industries.
We had no money, and somehow my father would do whatever he could.
Yeah.
To get the
kids. My dad would take me down
as long as it was appliances or like electronics, because that's what they sold. I had Bobo sneakers,
and then
I had a nice radio.
But that was back when you were getting Converse, you're getting Chuck Taylors just because they were cheap.
Right.
Now, like my wife has a
$7
pair, she's like, I need to replace them, but I really don't want to spend
They got me
$80.
specs, and I got the Pro specs, and I thought that must be the model up.
Well,
specs were like Fava sneakers, and that ended after I was getting picked on in school, and was like, finally they broke down and got me the Nike Bruins.
Well, I had to tell my parents in grade school, like, I can't do Buster Brown anymore. People think I'm special.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Like they're too weird looking.
I don't know, dude.
So, I did the saddle shoes because I went to Catholic school.
What do kids do? They go through that these days? I guess there's still like a fashion thing. Like
I'm sure there is. I've been to Jamaica and I thought somebody was going to chop my feet off, take my boots. And I'm like, they're from Walmart, dude. Like,
I remember when my son was 15, haircuts still go through the same stuff. Like he had the Bieber cut.
They do. Yeah.
He's 27 now. He's going to be 27, I guess.
Damn, you old.
He's like, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Speaking of old, I had a little incident last week, Jim. I didn't tell you. So I figured I'd save it for the show.
Yeah, I was wondering about this. That's a funny thing about the show. No, I don't think people appreciate. We come down here to set this up, and we have a maximum of 30 minutes to set up.
Right.
And get all this nonsense put together. But the entire time we're trying desperately not to talk to each other.
We talk about things that we can't talk about on the air, like politics.
Yeah.
That's usually what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's get there.
So last Wednesday I had a particularly stressful day of work. And I told my son and I were planning to get together. So we were doing a pre-Father's Day hangout because we wanted to just father-son thing.
This is a story. I need I don't have popcorn.
Because we went on Father's Day with his stepfather. We went out. I said, let's get your stepfather. Let's the three of us go out and have dinner on Sunday.
That's right. You went to Maggiano's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that,
Thank you.
Yeah. Very nice.
So Wednesday afternoon, I'm rushing to get done work, and I had a lot of stuff piling up. So in the last 15 minutes of the day, I got as much done as I could because I had to be in the office the next day. I was working from home. And when I say it was a stressful day, it was stressful. So I had about 45 minutes to get showered, over to the mall to pick up a pair of glasses that were waiting for me. They were closing around 5 o'clock, or the woman I know.
Whenever the hell the mall closes now.
I think the place is open till 7, but she's only there till 5, so I wanted to get there before that. And then I was meeting my son at like 5:15.
Wow.
So he went and did all that.
Very tight. Very tight. Yep.
Got over to meet him. We went to Eddie V's.
Okay. Never been there, but yep.
I've done some voiceover work recently, and I'm going to use some of that to pay for things. And thought that'd be kind of fun. I do voiceovers.
Nice.
Yeah, they were talking about that on the news. I kept straining to hear you, but they didn't play it yet.
I think they're going to be asking me to do another one because now they've banned backpacks.
Yeah, that sucks. I
I
always bring a
saw that,
backpack
yeah.
up there.
You'll be
Yeah.
allowed probably.
I can't be
You're
putting
not
shit in
child.
my pockets.
Unless
Unless
you
my ass
wear,
look weird.
you know, that helicopter hat again. Then they might stop you.
That broke.
Okay.
I tried to fly off the roof. Didn't work.
So I rushed over and
Send it back.
finally David and I sat down at the bar and we ordered some food from the happy hour menu. We were eating, we were having a good time. I had a nice little cocktail because I was breaking the rules in the middle of the week because, as you know, I only drink on Tuesday.
Was it a martini?
Friday, and Saturday. It was.
I had a feeling.
So I had a martini and
Gin or vodka? What are you doing these days?
I did gin again. I went
Okay.
back to gin.
I stayed away from that. I woke up in the middle of the night. I thought I was going to
Yeah,
die.
we were there.
one time.
We were there
gin,
for
gin gives a headache.
Yeah, it tastes like Scotch tape.
about 2 hours. So I got a glass of wine and and these two guys were standing behind us. The whole bar was empty with people behind them except for my son and I. And I started feeling funny. I don't know what it was. I just
Like a pinch on your ass.
just kind of felt claustrophobic.
Oh, like you felt like they were getting in your space.
Yeah. So I said, I'm gonna go to here's my card, get everything settled up. When we get back, my buddy Frank was working, we'll talk to Frank. I'll be right back. So I went down to the men's room and I thought I would just chill out for a second in the very big crapper room they have there. It's wonderful.
That's nice. I
It's
used to
like
have
10 by 10.
10, wow.
I always go
So-
to the handicap stall just because I have some room.
So I was in there.
Yes.
I was in there just trying to get my head together. And at that point, I started feeling slightly ill. So I laid down on the floor,
Oh no.
far from the toilet.
Face down?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And then some poor child came in and was
It's knocking on the door.
because it was time.
Sorry, I have to take a shit. Would you
Yeah.
please get
Is
out?
that it?
So I got up and I started, went over to the sink, started washing my face, and I'm not feeling very good. Started heading back toward the table, and I got to about where the bar starts, and I don't remember anything. But apparently, I got to my bar stool, said to my son, "I don't feel good," and went,
Oh,
and I was out cold for about 35, 40 seconds.
Jesus.
I need to know what kind of wine you had.
It wasn't the wine.
What did you do?
So the next thing you know, here come the police and the ambulance.
Oh, they called them.
And I
Oh.
was like, no.
It's okay. You weren't on our street.
So I tried to get up and they said, no, you can't get up. You're white.
Yeah.
My blood pressure had dropped very, very low.
See, that's just privilege.
It is.
They would make a black guy get up.
You think so?
What?
What?
I can hear the buzz. Keep going.
The buzz is going, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm waiting.
so anyway, when I came to
He's like, I don't know. What
there was
to
a
say
woman
to
holding
that.
my hand and telling me everything
Oh
was
my
okay.
God, holding a hand.
Oh, that's what I like. Yeah. You're gonna
And she
be
said,
fine.
I'm a doctor. She said, I'm a gynecologist, but I'm a doctor. I said, I'm not having a baby.
Did she have like a
Well, at
glove
least
that
you
went
could-
up to her elbow on?
What?
A glove that went up to her elbow on?
No, there wasn't time for that yet.
I was gonna say, because then I'd be worried.
So then the gurney comes in, the police and the ambulance, and they make me get on the gurney. And I'm like, I don't
Oh,
want
they,
to.
they really wanted you.
Oh, they took
wanted
me
you
out
to
on the
go in
street.
and they
Like,
did
I
that.
was
They have-
mortified.
They have
Ah.
to, yeah, because it's insurance reasons.
So out the
Well,
door.
yeah. If you refuse, you're still going to pay the bill. Yeah.
Well, not only that, no, they have to. It's if you walk out and then crack your head, they're
It's on
liable
them,
for it.
yeah.
So they have
Yeah.
to make you go
Oh,
out.
okay.
So they put me on the ambulance and they did some stuff and I refused to go to the hospital because I've had similar incidents in the past like this.
Just take me home.
So my son took me home and I'm sure there's going to be quite the bill coming.
You are going to get a bill.
Big one.
You are,
Mhm.
because the insurance company is going to deny it.
Are they?
I work in the health industry.
Yeah, especially since
I
they
Is
work
that
in
into
redid,
the
health
hospital?
insurance.
Is it-
after they redid all the codes. Oh, absolutely.
Really, yeah. I mean,
can I
you
use my HSA for that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, I don't care.
yes, you can use
Unless it's
the
like
HSA.
$10,000.
But they're going to say it was a non-emergent call.
I didn't call.
I know, but it's
So-
still like
so what
went
was-
in as 911, but then you never.
Everybody told
But
me
they're still going to
go
charge
to
you
the
the
hospital.
transport cost.
What's the underlying cause?
that
know?
remains to be seen.
Did
August
you
7th.
drink water that day?
Yes,
Okay.
copious amounts.
All right.
Did you
So-
masturbate a lot? Like ridiculous?
Unfortunately,
amount
I
of
did
time?
not.
I was
That
gonna say, because
might
that
have
can
been-
dehydrate
It
you.
would have
Yeah, he
helped
had
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the mystery is afoot.
Hmm.
Hmm.
All right. How many drinks did you have?
I had the drink and a glass of wine.
What did you eat?
We had actually we had steak tataki. We had,
Okay, all right.
each
So
had- we each had
protein.
one of
You had
those,
protein.
and then we had filet mignon sliders.
Oh well, you had
We had-
protein.
Like I was almost full by the time we were getting ready to leave.
Because I knew sometimes with like high carbohydrates.
And I was like, well, maybe it's the blood pressure medicine I just started taking. And it would,
Now, Frank made you drinks.
yes.
Now, he does like you a lot, so he might have like given
Now
you
you
a
can only pour
couple.
so much in a martini glass.
That's what I thought. And then I went to Chicago.
Would they have big ones?
No, I told you I was a whore to the guy, and I told him I pretended to like the Gypsy Kings, and the guy was from Mexico, and anybody from outside the United States. You mentioned the Gypsy Kings, they get all like,
Like
so he started
did-
like hooking me up, so there was no tonic in my gin, and then my wife was like, "You need to get up off the bathroom
Well,
floor."
this was a martini. A martini is
gin and sweet or dry vermouth.
and a little bit of salty water.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the salt might have done it too. How dirty was
oh,
it?
the salt too. Yeah, the
Because you
salt
do-
could,
because I was down at Screwballs and I was just having, my typical, things like this. And I was a little hungry and I'm like, I'm gonna get something to eat. So I got one of their big pretzels. Figured I'd just like snack on it. But it's mostly salt.
Mhm.
And I ate some of it and it was a really salty mess. And after a while, I'm like, and Pat was there that night. And I was talking to his friend, I think it was Phil, Pat.
McCracken?
No, not McCracken. No, that guy died, man. Don't be mean. No, but I was talking to him and I was like,
No,
what?
me.
Yeah, what home? Huh?
Tom, you should do voiceovers. That'd
But
be
I
great.
was
Yeah.
like, I gotta bail, man. I was feeling a little weird that night. And it was,
Well-
it was salt.
It wasn't from salt, I can tell you that. And because I know the symptoms of what this was. And so I have an appointment with a cardiologist. To
just
figure
yeah, you
some
got to
stuff
check
out.
it out.
However, I've come to the conclusion that did you watch The Sopranos?
I did.
Do you remember the original premise of the first season?
He was having a panic attack.
He was having panic
They had
attacks
a
and
panic
yeah.
attack,
really.
like a severe panic
Oh,
attack.
so maybe you were having a little bit of a panic attack, which then caused that could be.
I was finally relaxed for the day after all the gobbledygook going on. I don't know. We'll
And
see.
anyway, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
It happened to me down at Welcome to America, big festival. And I was so consumed with everyone else, making sure everyone else was okay. I literally went to the porta potty, came out, and I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah.
Grabbed onto an ice truck. And I still can feel my hands just going down. Boom, I was out.
Did they call an ambulance for you?
I had to go in that little
Oh, the
little-
special tent.
yes. And it also happened. They called the little what do you call it? Like a little pickup truck. They threw me in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The little baseball car.
Yep. Well,
thing.
Same thing happened at the baseball game too.
Hmm.
That happened at the Phillies too. And that to this day, every time like one of those ambulances go by, my friends tease me. They're like, "Oh, they're here for you."
See, I collapsed in a parking lot. Everybody just laughed at me and left me to my own devices.
I remember.
Yeah, but that was because I hadn't
Yes.
slept, hadn't eaten, and
I just figured your sugar had dropped.
Oh,
probably,
you were
yeah.
there when that happened.
Oh, yeah.
He was on stage. I
Oh.
reached.
I was on
reached-
dirt.
I reached. The lead singer of Old School was singing, and he dropped the mic stand and went towards a puddle, and I reached for it and then passed out. Like I fainted, and I
Wow.
woke up on the ground. The second I hit the ground, I woke up and I thought, you know what? I'm going to use my face to jump up off the ground, which I
But you
did.
did,
Which
but
just
you-
on the gravel just like tore up my head. And everybody's like, "Oh, you're so drunk." I'm like, "No," because I was really. I just ran and hid after. that. Like Paul's wife comes over and starts handing me like peanuts. I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" There's a picture of that, by the way. Her giving me peanuts.
Oh, I think I
and,
remember
and
that.
me looking just mortified.
Yeah.
yeah. It was because I hadn't eaten, hadn't
Good
slept,
times.
yeah.
had a beer, and actually
Did you have
one-
cherries?
No, I hadn't had any of that yet. I had a beer
Oh.
and I had
Oh, you
a
decided
gin
to
and
do that
tonic.
afterward.
Afterward, I did.
Yeah, that was
afterward.
good.
Well, I went to the car and actually got some food before you guys smashed it with your amp.
What?
You guys put your amp in the back of my Jeep, and all my shit was back there, including
They
like
smashed your
and
food.
smashed everything. Yeah, I had like
He
a bunch
did
of.
not have a good.
I had
I'm
a I had a
surprised you
bunch of
still
like
go see
salad.
them.
I had a bunch of salad stuff like tomatoes and stuff, and it was just all smashed. I'm like,
That was probably big.
And how?
Jim.
And when did this happen?
2016.
Was
and
that long ago?
Yeah.
This is
The only
this
reason
is
I
a
remember
true
it-
friend over here.
The only reason I remember is that I have a
This-
shirt with 2016 on it.
Well, that was the first year we played the
parking lot.
parking lot.
Yeah.
The what do they call that? The tailgate party.
Tailgate party.
Oh, well, that was the one you just had, right? Didn't you just?
We
have
did it
that?
again.
You
We
did it again.
Do they still
right?
have the new
we do it like every
tailgating
other
signs?
years. And so we usually play. We did it for a couple years, and then we got picked up by a venue down there. They had us play with LA Guns and a bunch of bands.
Bands, okay.
Did they?
And
All
then-
right, they did. Let
And
me
then we
know.
went back to the parking lot the following year.
Parking lot's better.
It's always better.
They let me in.
And and then COVID happened,
Mhm.
so we didn't go down for a couple years. And then
When COVID happened, they wouldn't let you play the parking lot. Like, would there?
I don't think anything happened.
there wasn't
They
much
had it.
going. They had it, but it was like in July, and it was all this stuff. And
Yeah, well, they in there.
So
It
it was
was a mess.
A
M2J.
lot of
yeah,
stipulations.
I didn't go that year because there weren't a lot of good bands on the
And a lot of those people spit when they talk.
Well, especially in the front row.
Oh yeah.
Do they really?
Oh yeah.
I know I spit when I sing.
I remember I was
Oh,
I told you I was
yeah.
at one of your shows. Somebody was talking to me for the very first time and like right in my eye, and I'm like,
I have
oh,
that.
you were sucking on a halls, weren't you?
Here it is.
Ugh.
Here it is. Wrong button. I had it.
Oh,
It's this one.
ah,
Damn it! If I'd done that at the right time. Yeah,
See, I don't do it anymore because I'm afraid that John Michael will listen and you'll blame it all on me.
Then we went to. Then we came back another year, and we got offered to play with a bunch of bands, one national act and a bunch of locals, and our friends in Rat Rod, and that was at Shepherd's. What the Lone Shepherd or Lost Shepherd,
Shepherd's Crook,
whatever that was. It was a brewery.
Shepherd's Mistress.
Brewery.
Big place, huge, big stage with like the light up backdrop. And all that
Nice. Those are the nice ones.
So it was, and we had full road crew. We had guys that were working at M3 were working there as
Wow.
well. So it was a full treatment. And then last year this past year we went and did the parking lot again. Now in those times we've done that. The first year we had a guy named AJ playing second guitar. Then I think we had him again a few years later.
Yeah, because the second year you had Mark.
Third year we had Mark.
Third year?
I think it was
Really?
third year we had Mark.
Was I there 3?
Well,
must have
the one that was really sunny.
I can't see
Mark
him
was
missing
there
it.
when it
That
was
was
nice
second.
and sunny.
I swear that
Was that the second?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one was AJ. The
So
second
that was the
one
one where I
Mark.
had the beer holster.
Okay.
It's
And
weird how you
then
remember things.
we did the LA Guns thing, which he was there for that.
Mhm.
Then we did the Shepherds, whatever thing that was. And then this year I played it by myself. But I feel like there was another, maybe there were 2 years I played by myself.
Possible. I
No,
know.
it's
I know.
definitely-
AJ only played the first year.
So it was either last year I played the parking lot by myself or the year before. I don't remember which one for many reasons.
I'll have to keep a log.
A log of everything. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, what'd you think of that? 4.
4.
Okay.
Yeah, you read my mind.
So what's the scale? Is it a 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
Yeah,
Or
like
what's the-
5 is what you would drink if you go to a place and they don't have a lot, and it's like, okay, I'll have a Ying.
Right.
I like that. It's not going to make me excited, but it's not going to bum me out. That's a 5. So, but if it's like you go somewhere and you drink something, you're like, oh my God, I may have to become an alcoholic now. That's a lot better.
I like the disappointment in people's faces when they go up and they order and they're like, I'll take this or I'll take that. And they're like, no, we're out. No, we're out. No, we don't have that. And then they're like, all right, I'll take a Miller Lite.
Yeah,
Did
it's
you
always
see
a
that?
bummer.
I
Yeah,
love that
yeah.
reaction.
Well, it's like I said, like I was down at Screwballs a couple of weeks ago and somebody ordered a pitcher of PBR.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
coming
then
back.
it
Do
was
you
like
know I didn't know what that meant?
I
For the
was
longest time, I thought it meant peanut butter.
I didn't even know. He asked
I was
me,
like,
and
is this an IPA?
for a
I
minute,
didn't know.
for a minute, I was
did.
kind of confused because I hadn't my brain hadn't gone there in so long. And he's like, and I was like, yeah.
I didn't know they had it on draft.
And they were
They
just
did.
like,
It's
well,
special, yeah.
do you want this? Because otherwise, we're just gonna throw it out. I'm like, okay. And took it back to the table, and
It's all right, right?
luckily, a bunch of people overtook my table, and I eventually just left it with them. It was all right. It was like one of those things, like, okay, if I come out of a desert, fine. But,
Yeah.
but I mean, I would rather have this than that.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, it was a little.
No offense.
I still want to do a
PBR.
shitty American beer tasting. We're bringing like Budweiser, Pabst.
Jackie just said, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah,
Yeah. Blue. Yeah.
Jackie.
I don't know where that blue ribbon came from because.
So you
Damn.
have a lot of stuff coming up.
I do.
I saw
do.
that there's an outdoor place. Somebody's playing it this weekend, and that's Rotation Records doing the sound.
Are you talking about Stray Dog
Stray
Tavern in
Dog.
Skippack?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a lot coming up there. We have a lot of tribute bands coming in.
Now, Stray Dog, was that
Justin's
Justin's?
Garage.
We used to play there
Yes.
all the time. So I guess it's not the patio. They must do something down back in the field now.
We have a back in the field, and there's a stage built, and it has.
I saw the lights. So that's where that's at. You gotta
Yes.
get us in there.
I know. Oh, you will. You'll get in there.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, definitely. I want to put together something big.
Get
for
Larry
a
Dresden to
weekend.
do sound.
Larry will do it. Larry will definitely do
Larry
it. I
is
just got to get him
my
back from
good-
Seaport.
Good. Oh well, you're gonna have to wait till the end of the summer
Yeah.
for that.
But that's what I was I got something in the works, thinking in my
Okay.
head, and you're part of it. Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
So it's a really great venue. I love that it's outside. I love that it has that. It's not a bar, like I'm trying to stress to everyone that's coming in.
So they have a
You're
little cabana
experiencing-
set up there. What do
Well,
they-
we have tents,
Mhm.
and there's chairs. You can bring your chairs and just sit around. There's fire pits, cornhole, huge. You won't even recognize it. The
Hello,
patio
Patrick.
bar is all brand new. All brand new. It's all extended out.
We used to play out in
lights.
that patio, and the neighbors would complain the entire time we were out playing, and
Now we got that stage.
it must be
So
louder.
it blocks in because it's covered, and
Well, we
it's
were in
out.
a covered thing, and we would also.
Yeah, but didn't you have that like slab of concrete?
It was
there?
concrete,
Like-
but we faced the building. And then I would
Yeah.
bring like stuff to drape around the band
Really, and they still complain.
because I'm that guy.
We haven't. Well, now what was there? What time did they do music? We do 8 to 11.
It was around the same time frame.
Huh?
I don't think we were allowed to play past 12:30 or something or whatever it was. I don't remember exactly, but it was
It's
it was
our-
fairly early.
Well, so this it's 11 o'clock.
But they were calling it like 10.
Well, they call. Well, we do have someone that calls it like 11:01, 11:02. But we always like if it's a really really good thing going on, like a tribute night.
Yeah.
I'll just tell the band like just stay on because it's going to take the police at least 40 minutes to get here anyway. But that's like on a really really like good night, if I
Yeah.
really want to push the envelope. Like I had so every October we have Jamtoberfest, and Jamtoberfest is sort of like a German festival, but it's also centered around music, and the bands start at like 12 in the afternoon and it goes all day.
That's
Nice.
wonderful.
So I have like 8 or 9
So do you have
bands.
original
come in.
bands or just cover bands or
Everybody.
everybody?
It's an open format,
I know some original bands.
I know you
Some
do.
really good ones.
We'll have to.
One of them
Just a couple.
What's that? I'm open to anything.
so
I really am.
what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought there.
Yeah.
Like that. And I usually just fire them off rapid. I should have had a cup of coffee or something.
Oh, no, he's.
You never sleep. You have a heart attack.
So when you and I spoke on the phone, you
Mm-hmm.
were telling me, and I don't know how much you want to speak about the things that we spoke about on the phone.
Oh,
Musically.
I am an open book.
Musically, Jen,
Yeah.
be nice.
I was just going to ask. I'm sorry.
I'm an open book.
Just
though.
trying to
I
be
am.
an interviewer.
But you don't just do local acts. You have some affiliations with some big acts. I mean, you have some great bookings coming
Yes.
up and or affiliations
Yes. So
and plans for the future.
Yes. So we have the one of my bands, Bonehead. They are opening for Green Day on August 9th, Citizens Bank Park. And then Rotation Productions is doing the production with Shinedown Show on August 10th.
Look how that came together. Now, how did you make that affiliation?
Oh gosh.
Did you tell them you had a dream?
No.
It's been done.
So Shinedown, I literally they were coming up around the same time Bonehead was doing their originals. They were, they've been around 30 years and they got like a record deal, and the record deal got jumped. And so they were kind of like coming around the same time, but I didn't know it at the time. I just knew that there was this guy that just had this amazing voice next to us, it was just screaming. And it didn't, not screaming, but it just had this range,
powerful voice,
crazy range. And I didn't know much about it. And then I got sober, which I don't mind sharing. I got sober in 2013 and, 2012. I'm sorry, 2012. And my very first concert sober happened to be Shinedown. And I was really worried. Like I was worried because I was a constant relapser.
2012, we're talking here.
2013.
So it's been 11 years.
Yeah, and I was a bad drunk. I was just like a bad drunk, and I was worried. I was like, I'm gonna go to Atlantic City. I'm gonna see this band, and I'm gonna relapse. But I got there, and I was like, no, you can't mess up. You can't mess up. And then I kind of got there, and I started listening to their music, and I'm like, wow, I really, really relate to this music. And so I just became like a fan. And then years moving forward, their promotion department is actually the same promotion management company that was with Familiar 48 and with Bonehead. So they saw me in a picture, they remembered me. And then the next, I worked merch for them a few times. Nice. And then I worked a couple other little behind the scenes things. So I'm going to be a part of the 10th. I don't know exactly what I'll be a part, but it's
exciting.
It is
really,
exciting.
Really good though. And we missed the last couple of gigs we did down here. And
what that Screwballs?
Yeah.
Because
every time they come down there, we try to hit them up because they're just good.
45 is probably one of my favorite songs by them.
Oh, 45 is awesome. Yeah.
Let me know, because if I'm not playing, it's a short commute.
Yeah.
No, it's right up there. Yeah.
You can always bring Sick Vicky into the fold too, because
what fold are we talking about?
This whole thing.
Well, I think that's happening right now.
That's
the fold of your belly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do have things, and my whole vision is back to that tour manager of the fans. Like I want to travel with live music fans, and I want to be able to bring them to big venues and just share their passion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've never come across people that, whether you're a cover band or an original band, or you're always going to find your people, your community, the community that welcomes everybody. And there's just a vibe. And I love being able to lead from the front with that and execute that. And I love, I've ran bus trips now that have been very successful, and I'm just going to continue doing it. And then someday we're just, I'm going to get a group of people, and we're going to get in a plane, and we're going to go to that big festival over in Europe. I think it's, is it Hellfest, the one with Iron Maiden? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like that,
Nice.
There's also the Download Fest.
Download's another one. Yes.
Or something.
Yep. Bring the joy to the people.
Yeah.
Because
I like that.
Yeah.
I have a little tip for you. I heard through the grapevine, maybe directly, but I won't admit it, that at the old Regal movie theater in Oaks.
Oh, yes. I think I know you're
some
going
things afoot
going on
And,
there. I
that-
have
that-
heard that.
because the anonymous benefactor or whatever you want to call him, who takes care of everything over there, the water tower.
Yep.
It's got it. That's all the same person, and he's working on a live venue apparently in one of the theaters.
I love that.
Oh, nice.
I love that. I feel like we need that. We need that in our area.
It would allow them to get maybe some semi-national and some national acts that can't quite do a TLA or can't quite do what's the place in Philly, the Fillmore,
or even like Ardmore. I mean, Ardmore,
The Foundry, like you said, TLA. What else?
Bridge,
So,
Brooklyn, or Brooklyn Bridge,
Tower Theater.
Bowling.
But if you think about the size of a movie theater, depending on which theater they pick, I don't know. There's different size theaters there.
Put them all together. I mean, what else?
Maybe they would do. They might. Well, they're doing movies there now.
Still.
That would be awesome, though.
It
That'd
could be more
awesome.
than one theater, but that's what I heard. I was down there. I was down at the Water Tower with them recently, and
well, you got a big show.
We have a
coming
big
up
show
there.
coming up,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
Dog Bite and
Dog Bite. I
Resurrection.
mean, that's just an awesome lineup.
So I had to go down about 2 Sundays ago, and we did some promo videos and some commercial stuff. And I don't know if they're going to use maybe some of the audio for radio. I don't know what's happening, but there's a whole thing going on, big push they're putting together. So that's when I found all this stuff out.
Very, very.
Now we have a David Watts here, and he said he saw Bonehead at Chickies and Pete's on the Boulevard. Old school.
Oh,
played
yes.
there. We played there.
Yep.
And he said it's really cool to see that they're opening for Green Day, which is of course nice. And then Jackie let the cat out of the bag about Don. I won't repeat it. She typed it. I'm not admitting to that.
Oh, okay.
Nobody
okay.
saw nothing.
But Don has
I did
quite
see
a few
something.
things around this
in the
area
works going up.
Yes, and he owns a lot of stuff.
He does. He does. I remember him
Shannondale?
back in the. Yep, I remember him back in the day.
Yeah, put those.
Didn't he
people to
have
work.
like some with that chicken place Specs?
I
Didn't he
heard
have something with that?
I don't know.
I
if
think
he-
he
or
might
the,
have
or the
had
place next to it?
something.
the
yeah.
bookstore. No,
The,
he
the
wasn't
the
involved in
adult
the
bookstore.
Yeah, bookstore.
I am so vulnerable. Like I don't know.
I just remember like when I was a kid,
I'm like,
I went
sure.
I went to Specs once, and it's really good. And I'm really bummed that like I haven't been there since. But I just remember being a kid and like we're eating there, and I'm like, what's next door? Don't look at it.
Yeah.
I literally like I try and be an inspiration to people. I try. I mean, people are probably like, she talks too much.
That's why
But
you're here.
Yeah. Takes the pressure off us to come up with stuff.
There was a guy and he had a great thing going. He had a little barbecue stand, and he grew like over the last like 3-4 years. It grew, and the county came in and shut him down the other day.
Where was this?
It in Skipback.
Why?
And they shut him down because they said that he was too big now, that he had to have a restaurant. And he has the smokers and everything. So he was like really down in the dumps. And
Was he at the main intersection at the corner?
yes.
I used to pass that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Really great guy. Great product. Like I think it's amazing how he built, like he had just a little smoker and then he's getting bigger
That's
and
how
bigger.
pretty much Jesse's in Saturn, Telford area
Right.
started.
Right.
And that guy in Royersford with the 2 oil tanks they put together and outside of Tom's, like a block down from Tom's.
Oh, that's
I
right.
didn't. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that place.
So,
yeah.
Oh, by the way, supposedly they're putting in Rofo. Who's coming there? It's the place that bought out the Bent Elbow. And
Oh, McGurk's. McGurk's
is
is coming. Yep, I heard that. They just don't like music though.
No,
I don't know why.
because
they had a great stage.
We were a regular at the Bent Elbow, old school.
So was most of the bands that I've worked with. Yeah.
So we were one of the only non-agency bands. That's the thing I pride myself about old school, is we're one of the only non-agency bands that broke the agency shows and broke.
That's true.
We did
very true.
We did Xfinity Live. We did the TLA. We did it all without anybody. Now, I can't do it all anymore. I have way too many balls in the air, as they say.
Sure.
So that's why I've enlisted your help.
I love. I'm very honored. Very, very honored.
I am very happy that you're working with us, and it's already paying off because we're
Oh.
going to be at the Smokehouse on July 5th.
Yes,
Be the
very
premiere of Old
excited
School.
about that. Extremely excited about that. And then we got some other things in the works.
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy about that. And then I wanted you to get introduced to Instinct, my other band.
Yes, which I can't wait to come out and see them. Kind of, I haven't seen them yet.
I don't, unless you saw us like 30 years ago. We've only done a few shows, so to speak, in the last couple of years. Like 5 shows a year usually is what we're doing. But we're in the last 2 years, the number has gone up considerably. And then we had to stop for a little while in the middle of it all because we changed drummers. Our drummer changed us.
Oh,
And so he moved on to something much bigger as we become ghosts. And they have a little spec deal going on.
There. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, you only, I feel like in those situations when someone has to depart, you only cut off your nose to spite your face.
There's no hard feelings.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
no, he had other reasons.
That, like, I know guys that, bands that are together, and then maybe there's one that has an opportunity and they're like, no. You're like, you have to stay. We'll do this. We'll do that. And then the resentment builds.
Oh, it won't last.
And then the band just implodes.
Mm-hmm.
And you just can't do that. I have been, what I have observed, I've been very, very fortunate that the bands that I do work with are original members. Like Montage, they've been together since they were 14. And they're all in their 30s and 40s now. And
Well, I
they're
can tell
still
you,
together.
Instinct formed when I was in 8th grade with my bass player Russ and I.
I love that.
We started taking music lessons together, and then this woman joined the band. Her name was Terry, and then they became involved, and they are married.
Oh, okay.
I was the best man at their wedding, and my ex-wife was their maid of honor. And we had many drummers over the years, so we've always been a trio with a drummer. But now we're a foursome. We have Dean Bowerly on drums.
Okay.
And he was with Swamp Candles, the Swamp Candles. They were a signed act. I think they did two or three records.
Yep. I think I kind of remember that. Were they like in the later 90s?
Yeah.
Yep.
They were like an indie band.
Yep.
Good band.
I like the indie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like the underground. I like the indie. I try not to just stifle myself into one category. Like I was a lot better though. As I get older, I've noticed that I don't remember the musicians' names as much as I used to.
That's funny because when I was a kid,
I was
into sports in the early 80s before music really took over. I was in, I could tell you every player on the Sixers and the Phillies in the early 80s and all that. But then as I got more and more into music, and it was during that period I was transitioning into music. I shouldn't say transitioning. People take that the wrong way. And
no, Paula, tell us.
So I really, I got into lineups of bands, and Black Sabbath became very confusing for about 10 years because it was like a rotating door. Which version of Black Sabbath
are you getting about today? Right.
But it was always, it was okay. Well, you got this guy over here playing guitar, and he's using a JCM 800, and this guy's like, I kept up with what gear they were using, and you got fanatical about it.
I used to be fanatical with the lyrics and the producers and the album covers. Like I was very, very obsessed with
I think everybody
covers.
That was part of the experience.
It really, truly was.
I'm still afraid of news of the world.
It's starting to come back again.
It is, which is so nice.
Nice to see. I have a lot of vinyl that I bought recently. That I have a Priest album that just came out. I haven't even opened it yet. I'm waiting.
I've been waiting for something special. Yeah.
You retire.
And you can see over there, there's a lot of vinyl.
I see that.
And
I see that.
The whole part of the experience when you got a record in the old days, you buy the record, you'd open it up, and there were liner notes, and usually there was some tchotchkes inside or something you could buy. And you'd put the record on, and you'd sit with that album cover and read it from cover to cover, and whatever pamphlets came inside. It was very exciting. And then when CDs came out, they increased the amount of information in the booklets, but you needed like a magnifying.
I was going
glass
to say the
read it.
writing got really, 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 really small.
Now I couldn't read that stuff. I'd have to put glasses on it.
I don't even know if I could do it with glasses. I'd have to.
It's like 3-point type, some of it.
I wonder if they have, how they have those books for the elderly with the print really big.
I'm sure they can do that for us.
Can we
Yeah,
write that?
come out
for
with like
CDs.
12-inch CDs.
Can we get to the?
We
can
need the TARDIS CD.
We need to. We need something. We need to call the record companies. I think these media.
Are there record companies per se today? I think they're sort of around.
I think there's one down on the boardwalk, but yeah, very, very specific records they make.
I think that all the fake account. Remember, Sony used to do mail a penny or a dollar? And
That was Columbia House.
Columbia House.
Yeah.
I think
There's
our generation.
Columbia House records in there.
We probably
I
all
think
still owe them money.
I think we put them out of business at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Like, I will take the 45 albums for a penny.
A penny, yes.
And then I'm
Gladly
canceling.
pay you tomorrow.
Yeah.
My name. What was his name?
Wimpy.
Yeah.
Wimpy. I had this is a funny story. I think you'll find it funny. I had an alias name, and I don't even know how I came up with it, but it was Tony Brown, and it might have been because Bobby Brown was around that time. But so I sent in, I get my CDs back, and years and years and years and years later, saw my credit report. Tony Brown, and I was like, oh my God, somebody stole my identity. So yes, I called my attorney. I was like, somebody's got my social security number.
As long as they have good credit, I don't care.
And then I realized, I was like, oh my God, that's my
That was
alias.
me.
That's my alias name.
That's
Because
like
back
me.
then I was like 15, 16. I didn't know to make up a fake social. I just gave them my real social.
I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
What's the 50s Wimpy? Ugh.
Well, I used to have an alias when we played on stage in case anything went wrong.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
What was
So
it?
we were
Gotta
we
do
were
it.
playing a venue one time, and this was probably 10 years ago. So I think it's probably safe to tell the story now. I was up on stage and I was playing on stage, and there was actually a stage. It wasn't much of a stage, but it was a stage. This is back when Richie Salomon was in the band drumming. And you can't see it, it's off camera, but there's a guitar over there and it's got a pointy headstock, Kramer. And I just, hauled off and jumped off the stage during the middle of the song. And there was the maid of honor from the wedding that was upstairs standing where I was flying toward.
Oh, geez.
And right in the center of the head, boom, down she goes. The gasps in the audience, like it was like, you were at a church and you pulled your pants down and ran through the aisles.
Yeah, they don't like that. Trust me.
Sorry, Jim. Just don't let it happen again.
It was hot.
You were like the devil. The devil.
That was a night, but she was okay. Everything was cool.
Thank God.
She was very, 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 very drunk, which helped out a lot.
Well, you said bridesmaid, right?
Yeah. She was the maid of honor.
I assumed. Either way.
So probably the next day, I'm guessing that there was a goose egg on her forehead.
I would think.
I think that's a big thing. A lot of
And I just
bridal
said-
parties, they come with bruises.
Bruises.
Yeah,
it's given.
I was
it's
like-
not like us.
They were like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And
We
talking
show
to
up
people
with
afterward.
we show
And
up
I'm
with crabs. They show up with bruises. It's a whole different
introducing myself, later on. Oh, you're okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's your name? I'm Frank.
thing. Yeah, to come up with a better one than that.
Well, now everybody knows, so I'll have to come up with a new one.
Mm.
And take the signs down.
Sort of like Paul. Breaking down. Yep.
Everything's fine.
See, I would have thought, if you think about it, you could been really egotistic about it. You could have been like, you should be so honored that I
gave you an egg on your head.
gave you this is a story you could tell
Oh, I'm
your
sure she's telling him.
grandchildren,
She's telling him,
everyone.
all right.
Everyone.
When the guitar player jumped off the stage and nailed me on the forehead.
Easy now.
That was bad. That was bad. But, probably should have. Yeah, she was fine.
So back to Smokehouse.
Yeah.
We're all over the place.
We are.
So
That's
you went in
that's
and
the whole
you
reason
went
we
in
do.
and ate. You went in and ate, right? You said
No,
you
we just
stopped by-
stopped in, said hello. I got in.
Stopped, okay.
I met the guy behind the bar. I forget his name at this point. Very nice fella. I think he was a
Pat?
bartender.
Yes,
I think it was
did.
Pat.
Yep, Pat.
Really, I just like really nice.
Really, yes.
Like,
very nice.
Jumped
staff
out
there.
from behind the bar, took my wife and I, and showed us where the band would set up, and said, "You might want to do this, and you might want to do that." And I was like, "Okay." So you can block this stairwell, and you can do this and that and the other thing. I'm like, "Okay, we'll be fine."
Nice big bar, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Very reflective room, though.
It is a reflective room.
So
We
we're
got to
gonna
work
have to-
on like getting those lights down a little bit.
So what I was originally thinking is, if we were on a straight wall, we'd bring our curtain, our light curtain, which would
Mhm.
absorb some of the back sound. But unfortunately, it's a corner setup.
right,
So that will not work. So we're gonna have to be mindful of our volume. That's you guys, old school.
school, right? And then, well, there is that back room.
He offered that, and I don't think that will work.
Yeah,
You want to be where the
think-
bar is.
I think you want to be where the bar is too.
It never works when you're not in the room with the
I'm
bar.
telling you, Lansdale, it's up and coming. It's up and coming. I have good feelings about this
Cool
room.
room. Cool room.
Cool room, cool owner.
And we're breaking
Nice
into that
staff.
area now. So we have that, and we have the brewery,
Yes.
Free Will. We do there.
Yeah.
And we now have a pretty good stronghold in the Levittown area, old school. So we just did Gleason's.
Oh, Gleason's. Yes.
Did that Friday night, and we'll be at McStew's again. So working on different rooms up there, and I'll talk to you about that. There's some rooms I'd like to look into.
Kind of looking new. All right.
Isn't there a cool brewery out that way too?
There is. There's the what's it called? The something winery or something or
Cardinal.
something.
Cardinal. No, that's
Oh God, Broken Goblet.
Oh,
That's it. Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
And that'd be a great room for old school.
I think that would be a great school. That would be a
It's
great one
also
for.
a good one
Instinct.
for original bands as well.
That's what I was going to say. Instinct. Would
So
be,
it'd be nice to get maybe like a triple bill at Broken Goblet.
That's how they prior to COVID. That's how they used to do it.
That's what I had heard, and my
That's how
my
they used to
nephew
do it.
was.
And they only open once a week. Once a week for live music was one.
Okay.
It's only on Saturdays, and they would start like I think around 2 or 3. They would have a solo. They would have a band, and then they would have another band.
That's cool.
My nephew played
It
there
was cool.
a few times, and he really enjoyed it. He's like, "Oh, Uncle Paul, you got to play there." I don't know what band he was with when he played there, but he used to be. He was the second guitar player in Ivy Stone. So when
Oh, okay.
the one guy got sick,
Yes.
my nephew came in, and he was sort of like the guy.
What's one's your nephew?
His name was Jacob Mathis.
Jacob Mathis.
He's an instructor at the Mainline School of Rock.
Okay. Does he come in? I think he might come into some open mics, actually.
He could.
I think he
He
does.
does a lot of these bass player, guitar players. He's an incredible musician, and he has a new band. And they're playing all over. My son just went and saw them the other weekend, and I couldn't go because I was playing. This is what happens.
That's what happened. Yep.
I can't see anybody. So my son is playing on the 28th of June with Studweiser, and I am going to try and make an appearance. I'll even promote it here. Let's see if I can go to the Studweiser page. They're a great band. They were just up in North Jersey, across from New York, wherever it is, some place recording in some studio this past weekend. He was cutting new drum tracks.
Oh,
Cool.
So
Hey,
West,
we're playing the 29th.
and where are you playing on the 29th? I am too.
We're on the Union
You're on the Union Bill?
Union Firehouse. Yeah.
Is it June 29th
Yep.
or June 30th?
June 29th.
So we're playing the same bill, buddy.
You're really that's
Instinct.
cool.
I think that's the day we're playing. Let me just double check.
I didn't see you on the flyer.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Let me just check. I think there's a day and night show. Maybe that's what it is.
We're doing the record release party for Streetlight Circus or whatever it is.
I know those guys. They played at Shepherd's, whatever it was, with us. I think it was them.
I haven't heard them yet. I'm interested. We'll see.
It's neat, man. You'll dig it.
Cool.
Let Let me take a look here. Maybe I'm mistaken when it is.
Yeah,
I think you would know if you were on the record release party.
June 30th. We're there. That's what.
All
it
right,
is.
so you're there. You're at Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. What time does it start?
So Pat, if you just get really
It's a 2
wasted,
p.m.
like
show.
don't go home.
I don't know
Okay.
what time we go on.
I just sleep in my car and go to the Paul show.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it'll work. So I got to go to my
You'll be
kids'
safe.
thing.
I think it's a good area.
Maybe it's
It's not a bad. Yeah, Mount Holly's good.
I got to check what I'm doing. I got a lot of stuff going on. Let me go. Maybe it's on my phone.
Oh my God, you need to chill, man. You've already passed out in a
I'm not allowed to get excited. I got to stay
There you go.
calm, keep everything together. Let's see.
You get one of those
Yeah,
weird.
we don't want to repeat.
You get one of those weird things you wear and they beep. That would be fun.
Now he's got to behave so he and I can drink together.
There you go. Yeah, I know. We have to like ration them off.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm getting my calendar open because I have an old-fashioned calendar here. So let's see.
I was in a meeting a couple weeks ago,
Oh,
and I was
I
just
know.
all of a sudden I just got so tired. I think it's because they served us pudgies, the cheesesteaks.
oh,
yeah.
I just got steaks from
Did you-
Pudges.
Did you?
Yeah.
And I literally, all of a sudden, I could not keep my eyes open. It was embarrassing. And I was in the front row, and I felt I'm fighting it and fighting it and fighting it. And just as I was getting ready to go, the lady was like, I guess she was diabetic, and her thing went off, and it was like beep beep beep. beep. And I was like, and it's pretty bad when somebody that I know like is an account manager, and he like literally got a cup of coffee and like pushed it towards me.
Oh my God.
I
I
was
figured
like,
out.
this is bad.
I've
This
had
is real
people. I've had
bad.
people watch me fall asleep at work before.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Like that.
I can't go into a meeting and sit and be still.
I can't
Yeah.
either. I'm like, what's wrong with
I'm
me?
like one of those fainting ghosts.
This is back
That's
when
what I feel too.
this is back when I was hanging out with Bree. We weren't even dating. I was getting like 45 minutes if I was lucky sleep a night.
Yeah.
Like coming home at dawn and then let me get
Time
the
to go to
shower.
work. I remember
Yeah.
those days.
And then like
Yeah.
I would just be sitting there like, and I'd look over and someone would be like, "Shut up."
So
Do you
Pat, I
feel
figured out.
like-
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, go
I
ahead.
figured out what I'm doing on the 29th, Pat. I'm having some friends over. One of my buddies passed away, and we're having a get together at my house on the 29th.
Oh,
So that's where
Gotcha.
I'll be. Yeah. So unfortunately and fortunately, I'm kind of looking forward to it.
That's
Well, I am
that's,
looking
that's how
forward to
old
it.
we are
Looking-
now. It's
yeah.
like haven't seen you guys in a while. Hopefully, someone will die soon.
I was at a funeral
Yeah,
yesterday.
so-
I take the day off. I had
I'm
to
going
to
to
a
one on Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend's mom died.
it's just it's so sad.
So what happiness
But-
were you spreading a moment ago and I cut you off?
Oh, I was just saying that like I feel like when the older you get, like the more naps you need.
Oh yeah.
Like the more.
Mhm.
Except that I have
You
no
know,
time to take them.
I mean, I don't want to admit it.
then I can't
I-
sleep at night.
Oh, and it's terrible at night. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
If
sleep
I
every day.
6 hours, that's like
Oh,
6
that's
hours.
like
I was like,
that's like professional compared to what I do.
yeah.
Yeah, I was telling my kid I
But
had
when
a
I was-
nightmare the other day, and I was scared. I was scared out of my mind when I woke up, and I couldn't remember what I was afraid of.
I know what I'm afraid of.
Well, I know what I'm afraid
Driving
of.
in the office.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that dream where you like get up and you're like just banging around the house? You get ready, you get you go to work, and you finally get there, and you sit down, and you're like, oh God, I'm not gonna get through the day, and then you wake up. And you have to
No,
go
I've
through
never
all
had
that.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I've had those. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, I couldn't sleep last night because my wife was away for a couple of days and she came home and the cats were just like psychotic last night.
Mm.
And they were
My cats were like that.
they were
too.
banging on the door and coming in and screaming and
Do you
yelling.
think is it a moon thing?
No,
I
it's-
don't
it's-
know.
They just
feed
missed her.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Feed
me.
And then they just kept coming in because she was gone for 4 or 5 days. There wasn't a peep out of these goddamn things.
Then she comes home and that's
So, every hour on the hour, something was going on. I don't know how much I slept, but then when I did sleep, I was dreaming that I was trying to get to sleep and I couldn't sleep. So it was not
it.
good.
You were a mess.
I was a mess. I was
That was a
I
mess.
was an angry SOB when I got out of bed.
I
this
could
morning.
imagine.
Yeah.
I
I think I
can
got
imagine
lucky
that's
with the
what-
cats because when the kitten, the younger one we have,
Yeah.
when she was still we relatively new, my daughter was like, I want her to sleep with me, and then that kept her awake all night, so she started locking her door. So she come into our room, and I remember one night I woke up, my foot was already hooked around the cat, and up at about this angle, throwing her across the room.
Oh boy.
And right in the middle of that, I was like, oh no, pulled it back a little bit so I didn't kill her, but I threw her off to bed. And after that, she's like, I'm not dealing with you anymore.
I did that with my cat one time. I was moving around and she was, and it's whatever I did startled her, and she got a hold of my wrist. She would not let go. And because I have 2 cats. The one cat, he's just, oh my God, he's a beast. He's a beast. He's huge. He's a beast. Not very affectionate. And then the other one is very affectionate. I call her my OG because she's been with me the longest, Pollyanna. And she literally, like, I was shocked because she's not like that. And I was like, I was like, is this just
You name a cat Pollyanna? I can't be crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, is this Giuseppe? Like, I could see Giuseppe. You know, he bit my face before. He's a mess.
I don't even. We had a male cat once. It was like the first cat I actually owned, and I remember he was just a mess. And I remember everything was just insane. I remember one day I came home and he was tearing up the curtains.
Yep.
And I come in and he's got his hand, like his claw in the curtain. He looked, and I'm like, Floyd. And he's like, I swear to God, he's like,
I don't care.
right?
He's like, I don't care.
He looks at his hand, he looks back at me, and he goes,
yeah.
He just tears it while he's staring right at me. I'm like, oh, I hate you, cat.
I know it. I am sending that cat or giving that cat away probably, at least 3 times a week. I yell at him all this. I'm like, you're finding a home somewhere else.
We're lucky. We have 2, and they're really good. One of them's very sick right now, but so we've been feeding her baby food, and it looks like she's had just bad, really crap allergies. Like she's having a bad time. I know she's always had them, and now it's really hitting her. She's about 12 years old.
Okay, yeah, Pollyanna is 12.
She's having a rough time, so she'll hide, and then she'll come out, and we'll just there and feed her, and give her baby food, and she's all happy with that. But
Giuseppe, when I take him to the vet, it literally takes 3 of the people to get him in the room. Yeah, that's how bad he is. He's
our dog's one of those.
I'm like, here he is.
Our dog gets to the vet,
get him.
And she panics. She's all excited at the vet. And then when she goes in, like she's like a porcupine, all her hair just blows out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, like I feel bad. Like Bree comes home, she's covered in dog hair, dog's bald. I'm like, oh God, how bad was it this time? But
yeah, Can we talk about the prices at the vet though?
Yeah, it's tough. I even
Holy
looked.
moly! Even an exam.
I remember I had to call in for a prescription refill. Me, just calling a human doctor, and I got a nurse, an RN, and then I got the bill. I'm like, that's more expensive than a doctor. It was a 5-minute conversation.
They do have insurance now. You can actually sign up for.
I really think they're kind of pushing us to get the insurance.
Yeah, but it's expensive too.
It's expensive, and it doesn't really have a lot of benefits of availability.
No. You wind up paying just as much because you're paying the premium, and you're not taking them in very much.
And every
you take
year,
them in for an exam, it worked, but you've already paid a couple of $100 already just to have it.
And they do have credit card now that like you can get. And every year they try and force the credit card on me. Like, oh, do you want to apply it? And I'm like, no, I'm not getting a credit card just for my.
I just put a kid through college. My credit's already doomed.
Right. I have my own student loans to deal with now.
I was just tickling 900 on my credit account, and then the kid, my credit rating, and then the kid went to college. I was like, damn it.
My links aren't
That's
working.
the worst. Your legs aren't working?
My links.
Oh, your links. I thought your legs weren't working. I'm like, oh my God, he fainted now.
So I was trying to post my son's show. I was trying to post the old school show, and I would like Jim to put up some information. So if you're in a band and you're looking for bookings, this is who you need to talk to.
Put this one up.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just the link right here.
Yeah, it's just nothing's working right.
I can put that over on the other side.
But anyway, are there any big shows or doesn't matter, the audience is small, are there any shows you'd like to discuss or talk about that are coming that are really exciting?
Well, there is a band coming in from Nashville.
Are there any shows you'd like to discuss or talk about that are coming that are really exciting?
Oh, I'm repeating back. There is a
band
I'm
sorry.
Are there any shows you'd like to discuss or talk about that are coming that are really exciting? Wow,
who is that voice?
Why does it keep happening? There we go. Sorry about that.
They don't want me to discuss it.
Deja vu.
Terrible. Jesus.
There's a band called Parker Barrow. They're coming in for a festival on it's actually the Heroes Fund, which is at Lower Providence. They'll be here. They'll be in the Philadelphia area on September 27th. Probably put them on stage September 28th, and then the 29th they'll do the Hero Fund. Exciting news. We have a band coming in from London.
Oh, hello, mate.
Very excited. Iona Sky. Look them up. They're awesome. They kind of have, to me, they have kind of have that 80s vibe with the synthesizers
Oh,
and everything.
okay.
Yeah. So they are coming in for 10 days. So they will be playing at Stray Dog. They will be opening for
Look at that.
Yep, they'll be playing for Atomic. They'll be opening for Atomic Blonde and the Sneaks, and then we have them at Seaport down in Wildwood. That's Sunday. Saturday,
It's another place I'd like to play.
play. Yeah, Seaport. Yeah, we got to get you down to Seaport.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a great venue. Great
Larry's
venue.
there.
Larry's there. You got to go. And
He's this guy in the world to work with.
Larry is all pro.
I know.
All pro. And Saturday, I'm kind of thinking I'm a little in the works, and maybe a little something on the side street of the Music Fest, because Music's Fest coming up when they're here.
Okay. I'm going to be down there this weekend because I'm playing at the Depot with Instinct.
Oh, yes.
It's Instinct, Breaker, and Midhaven at the Depot Saturday night from 8 till probably 1.
Wow, that's a good 3
bands. Breaker is breaking. They have a record coming out, and there's a lot of stuff going on with them, and we have a show coming up with them, I think at Bar 13. That's still in the works right now.
Okay.
But we've done a few things with them, and I really enjoy them. They're good people, and they're great supporters. They've been out to see Old School.
That's so important. That's
it is
so important.
And I try.
Yeah,
I do.
You
I get
try.
I get out. I see a lot of bands at Screwballs. I will say that, and Peppers.
You really, really do. You get out.
But
get out.
it's
You're
tough.
like me.
It's tough.
Now, how many? I try and get anywhere between 3 to 4 venues a night.
I can't do that. Because
Yeah,
after the first venue, I'm like, yeah, I'm not leaving here.
It's because you can't drive.
Yeah, that's the one thing
So if I had a designated driver.
But you know what? I have to say, I was much more adventurous when I was drinking, because
you have no fear.
I had no fear. So there would be a show in Delaware, and I'd be like, let's go. Now, if it's a 35-minute commute, I'm like, oh my God, this venue's far.
That's too far.
I'm not coming here again.
I'm getting a hotel room.
Like, if I have to go down to the beach, I need a bus. I need a trip. I need to make a whole day event of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even drink to go down here. If I walk, that's why I walk every time.
Yeah.
Because I'm not driving down.
No, you can't. Breaking news. Did you see the news today? Justin Timberlake was.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you guys like talk pop culture, or like
we talk about
everything and anything, right?
And but we're dorks, so we do spend time on like science fiction. We talk about music.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about The Acolyte.
I've only watched 1 or 2 episodes. I think that's all there are, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not up to date. The acting is
apparently what's her face? Let me pull it up here. Who's the woman at Disney who runs that whole thing now? Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, she's mad because it's got a 16% Rotten Tomatoes.
Well,
and she's blaming it because people don't like shows about girls. I'm like, no,
it's not that.
We just don't like the shit you do at Disney.
It's
so
right, exactly. That's
it's just
you
screwed it up.
No, this is what it is. Rogue One, Andor, boom.
Yeah,
that's what you do. You do stories like that. You do in-depth, real adult. Stop pandering, and not that the Acolyte does. It's actually somewhere in between. The fuzzy fun stuff. I mean, Mandalorian's fun. Yeah. It's a great show.
But they have to stop
but
doing
stop-
weird call outs to the old stuff.
Stop doing, because there's always, I got a bad feeling about it. Stop it.
Not even that.
Stop
Like
that.
like
Okay.
even in
But there's
Rogue
always some
One.
fuzzy little cute thing. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Andor, there's nothing cute about it.
So they're trying to kind of make it, and
They want children.
looking at,
Yeah.
yeah, but they're trying to make it like a monsters university.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
know,
they
like
did
a
with that's what they
monster
did with
show, right? That's
yeah.
what I'm like.
That's what
thinking
they did with
it's-
Return of the Jedi, and people got mad. But at the same time,
They
people
did.
still got their butts kicked, and it was that was the one thing I remember when that came out. It was like a bunch of teddy bears and Muppets,
Right.
and it's like you got guys with laser guns in armor, and they're getting, it's like teddy bear
Remember that,
Vietnam.
yeah.
They're
Yeah,
getting
it
hit
was.
with rocks, and it was killing them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what the hell is like? Don't try to market stuff. Just
Empire
make
was the
movie.
dark.
Yeah.
great
The
movie. Yeah,
Empire
it
was the
great.
dark one. Yeah.
So this is where we go.
Yeah.
Go
you know
ahead.
that.
I love
That
it.
was
And
just a
then
sample.
we'll have we had the keyboard player from Prince on here.
Mhm.
We've had some notable
Little
people, but notable for us.
Pat Shoemaker.
Pat's here a lot. We used to do guitar demos.
Oh, I love it.
So I used to
I
sit,
love it.
we'd
Yeah,
set up
do
a
the
guitar
demos,
and
yeah.
plug it in and play it over the air, and I'd talk about the different things. And the 4 or 5 guys that are guitar geeks would, what kind of pickups you got in that thing? Did you put new strings on, or are they from last year?
That's pretty.
That's pretty.
And then the really dorky ones would get it. Where was it made? Or they get into the. So we do that, and then we what else do we do, Jim? We play fart noises,
Yeah. Well, mostly you
What's
play
the-
fart noises.
and we always have Tom Nally on lately.
Tom Nally's on.
Tom Nally is a bona fide celebrity. He is a YouTuber,
A YouTuber on there.
and he has
Okay.
a
Still sounds like a
Successful
potato to
show.
me.
yeah.
Give me a call, Tom.
He's got some cool stuff
Yeah.
going on. His show is called This Is Tom's World.
All
And
right, I'm going to
it's
check it out. I'm
History
gonna check it out.
based.
I like
It
history.
takes you on hikes to places that have historical stuff,
I like it.
mostly in Lower Bucks and Northeast Philadelphia. That's his general vicinity.
That's cool.
It
That
is.
is cool.
Pat
You know what else
Patterson.
I like? The I don't know if you saw on YouTube, the guys that actually I have to say, like I'm a big wrestling. I like
okay.
and not that I like watching it anymore, but I love the backstories. Like I love that dark side of the ring and stuff. And
So
they-
the real backstory of the person or the fictional backstory?
I like the real backstory.
Okay, then now that's
Like
cool. I like that.
Gritty, yeah. And I appreciate the promos those wrestlers like
Yeah.
they make. I do
Well,
appreciate
they're
that.
actors.
Yeah,
Let's be
in
real.
80s, I mean, yeah.
And I
but-
don't mean that in a derogatory way. Look at The Rock. That's what I'm
Right.
talking about. They have. A lot
I
of
knew
them-
a guy who used to do it semi-professionally, and the stories he came up with, some of the horror stories he came up with.
yeah, and I'm like, I'm sick. I like listen to that. I'm
Mhm.
like, wow, I'm like, this is like amazing to me. But they actually have this team of guys now, and they go because so many of them have died. So now they go to their cemetery, their hometown,
Mhm.
and they show you.
Oh wow!
And then it goes into their story, their like backstory, and I'm like, this is so.
I remember
interesting.
watching a documentary on Roddy Piper, and I used to hate that guy.
Yeah, right.
And I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, I love him.
Yeah, I know. Like I feel so bad now.
Yeah.
It's a weird obsession. So what weird obsessions do you have? I'm gonna give you both. What weird obsessions?
Well, I think everything I do is weird, but
I think
Yeah.
Halloween's probably weird.
oh yeah,
Weird.
that's right. We both share that.
Okay.
We do the scary houses around here.
Oh,
We
okay.
have theatrics, and we have animatronics. We have all kinds of stuff that goes on here. It's a little bit creepy.
Creepy. Okay. All right. I know a lot
Loud
of
sounds and
people
PA systems and lights flashing, and there's just a lot going on here.
I would appreciate it from the sidewalk.
Oh,
I don't.
it's fun.
I can't see in the dark anymore. I
Oh,
can't.
we don't have to see. I light everything up, and Jim lights everything up.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
we between the two houses.
I would
And-
be that. Well, even when I was young, though, I was that one that like had to be guided.
There's Jim's house. That's Jim's house.
So,
Oh, that's your house.
yeah.
Oh, my friend just bought one like
He
that.
didn't buy
He
that.
didn't buy
Jim
that.
made that.
Yeah, I mean it's a very.
Yeah.
You know, Bobby Perlis.
Yeah.
His wife bought something like that.
I wonder if she got it
somebody-
at the
lady bought was
Throw it
selling
up
it on
there.
Marketplace.
because well, yeah, I saw the one you're talking about.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
saw
all-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff. This is us still setting up. I mean,
He
this isn't
makes
even-
his stuff
Yeah, everything I make, everything here we build.
handcrafted.
I love it.
He grew the bones there.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I,
grew-
I dug those up.
I don't know.
So a little-
Where did the bones-
I gotta fill that. That's annoying.
See, I can't give you my video to put up. I have all kinds of stuff. too.
I might. That's why I brought this up. I might have some of your stuff here.
Now, do you have like legitimate like competitions where the neighborhood?
They
like,
do that here, but you have to be set up prior to Halloween to
Yeah.
qualify.
Oh, okay.
What I do is we do, what do they call that? Stealth. We don't set up till the day of.
Day of. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything's sort of packaged in the garage for my wife and I, and then it explodes at the door,
Oh,
and
at
then
the door,
all
and
the
then
stuff
it's
gets
okay.
set up and goes.
Yeah, we set this up starting about a month before. We put a little bit out every weekend.
I'm thinking. So you're like the
The freak.
Dan. Well, you're like the Dan Aykroyd in is that his name in Christmas with Cranks?
Oh, maybe I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
the
think I
guy
saw-
that comes. You never saw Christmas with the
No.
Cranks? He was he was in charge of the Frosties. Everybody had to have a Frosty on their roof.
No, we put it out there just because it's fun for it becomes a thing. Like the kids come by, the neighbors come by, and now that we started hanging out, it's like people come from around here and like around town
Oh yeah,
to
yeah,
come
of
see this
course.
nightmare. And this is some of the crap we
Oh,
build.
Batman.
Yeah, that's us building that. So,
It is now past the witching hour, Jim.
oh, it is.
We once again had a fast show because we had an interesting and fun guest.
Thank you very much for having
welcome.
me.
And so I will extend this invitation to you. If you ever want to come back in to promote something, please let us know.
I would love to.
If you want to promote something or have us promote something, send Jim or Ryan a little note. And you could always come in via the
The way Pat did.
way Pat did. You can be anywhere. You could be in your car,
or whatever.
and just dial in, so to speak.
Oh my God. I'll be popping up. You'll be like,
Yeah.
oh no, there's that level up girl
jump
again.
Jump in for like 10 minutes and
I
do it.
love
What's
it.
happening this week?
You know what? I will actually if I have to, I will do investigation and report back to you on Tuesday.
There you go.
There you go.
Next Tuesday,
I'll be like
I
your
may not be able
pop
to
up
do the
girl.
show.
I'm assuming we're off.
I think it's
Let's
looking that
just
way. Yeah,
cancel for next
'cause,
week. Yeah.
going to the dock for something
Yeah,
else, and
else. Oh, okay.
who knows how that's going to go.
Yeah. I'm going to go down to trivia down the road.
Okay. All right. So we're
Oh,
parlaying.
trivia. Yeah,
Ray and I are going to
trivia.
go down there and see if we can win an extra small
Yeah, the-
Budweiser t-shirt.
The
There you
following
go.
week, we are in the date of let's
Uh,
see,
July.
July 2nd.
Oh my God,
So
4th of July.
We'll have to set off
We'll
some
be coming up.
firecrackers.
Yep, you got it. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Big
right.
show.
I'm not doing that. I have about 1,500 black cats up in my closet. I don't dare take out. Neighbors here will kill you.
Well, the boomer stopped finally.
That's because I sicked the cops on them.
You
Mm.
weren't the only one.
I know I wasn't, but I was the one. I called and they were ringing off. I mean, they were literally ringing off the hook. And then the cop came by, like, "Where is it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I had it up on Google Maps. I'm like, "It's right here at the bottom of the," because I walked down to find them, and they set one off. And I'm like, "I got you now." And I don't care. I mean, if they're doing it on the 4th of July, it's fine with me.
Yeah, but not.
I don't have
not
fur
every
babies.
night.
I don't like
Yeah.
that whole idea. Like,
Oh, mine were just like they were like,
Yeah.
and out of the room.
my animals are just like, the fuck was that? They don't care. But I know people, like, their animals do freak out and they get mad. And we've had one of our neighbors actually try to track somebody down and kick the crap out of them, and her husband and I.
That's a fact. That's a
So-
fact.
So yeah, I don't want to piss them off, but I don't mind if they do it once in a while. But when they're
Mhm.
doing, like, especially because Caitlin goes to work at like 2:00 in the morning. So when they're setting that stuff off at like 10, 11 o'clock
Yeah,
at
it's-
night, you know,
It's
an
that's
interruption.
annoying.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I think you should do for the second? I'd be curious how many you probably know this already though. How many songs actually have the word America in it?
Oh my God, there's probably thousands, if not
4.
tens of thousands.
no, I don't know.
Well, there's your homework.
All right, Jim,
You
I'll
got
leave that to you.
2
I figured
weeks
you
to
would.
find out.
You hear that? He's like, "Yeah, fuck Fucking asshole.
No, I knew you were going to do that. That's what you do.
What we got coming up on Monco Radio?
Right
dude?
now, actually, it's the Cat Call is on Monco Radio. It's my daughter's show, Cat Perry, and they still are not allowed in the studio, but
That must have been some fart.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
I have it on the slide. We do know who did it, and still not entirely clear why, but yeah, it was like fart spray basically all inside. So nobody's doing that anymore. So, but she's doing it remotely. She'll do it from her the room I set out. She's set up to do everything, so she's got her stuff together, and so she's doing it remotely for now.
I love it. She's never going to want to go back in the studio after that.
No, she really does, because she used to have people come in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I
she
get
used
it.
to have guests.
What
and
is? It's much better
Yeah.
this way.
we've done it?
It
Remote.
is.
We've done it
It is.
remotely. It's just like
Yeah.
it's not the same. It isn't the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
this.
Well, I have a couple things to promote. I have Friday night at Screwballs, the Mighty Screwballs. The Mighty Old School will be there from 8:30 to 12:30, and I'm looking forward to that show. And then Saturday, I'll be, as I mentioned earlier, at the Depot for the Instinct show with Midhaven and Breaker. It's a female-fronted hard rock night.
Wow.
and
That's very
uh,
cool.
No, that's true. Yeah. Jesus.
so it's going to be an exciting night.
Yeah.
I think this is the first all-female originals night we've done.
And if I show up, I will not loom over any cats.
Please don't.
I wasn't then either, but I'll make sure I don't even
And-
appear to be.
I feel like, Terry used to have red hair,
She still does.
and sometimes, and then Steph has blondish,
Okay.
reddish hair, and Claire has red hair. So it's a night of
From 16 from Breakfast Club.
No, from Breaker.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was gonna say
It's a female-fronted band,
Gotcha, okay.
and so it'll be the night of the Reds,
Oh, see.
red original metal.
Move
hard rock.
aside.
Are you sure Steph's
blondes.
had red hair? I thought it was blonde.
It's a blondish red. We'll
You're just
say
trying to go with
I'm
the whole
trying
thing.
to get
All
a
right,
thing going
fine.
here.
That's fine. You got to force it. You
Yeah,
got to force it.
she's probably listening and going, "Yeah, I don't have red hair, fucking asshole. What's
Yeah,
this?
what's wrong with it?
I'm gonna sick my dog on him."
I'm not going to dye my hair for that.
So anyway, that's what's going on, and it's been an exciting night. It's been fun. It's been informative.
It's been
It's
yes.
been fun. Thank you for coming. out.
I loved it. Thank you so much for having me.
It's
I
been an
really,
honor
really
to have
appreciate it.
you.
Honor to be sitting here.
And if you have a
Amongst the
band or
greats.
you know a celebrity that in the area that wants to come on and promote, let us know.
I absolutely
Or
will.
tomato
'Cause we
us.
got yes, I will. Yeah,
I see what you did there. That's
I like it.
sad.
It was bad.
It was good. I liked it.
I can't drop the mic and run out. I've got to wrap the cables.
Yeah, really. I don't want to wrap him. You yell at me.
Yeah. Well, Mike yells at me and I pass it on.
Yep.
He doesn't yell. He's the sweetest person in the world. So
Yeah, he
laid
didn't yell
back,
at me.
that guy.
Well, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I'm putting together a competition over at Smokehouse of young musicians,
Mhm.
and I would love for you to come and be a guest.
Let
I
me
would
know
judge.
the date. We'll take a look and see what's going on.
I was going to say,
schedule.
young
Yeah.
musician. He's not going to do that, is he?
No, we need him as a judge. A judge.
Terry's there.
It's going to be. I don't
John
have
Michael.
the.
What's up,
it's-
guys?
I don't have the dates yet, but it's basically going to run through the fall into the winter.
So it's multiple dates. So I could. Is it a repeat performance? that
No,
I could
no,
just
I
come in
mean,
for one, maybe.
you could come in for
Be like,
one.
I could be
Yeah.
like on American Idol. I could be the guest.
That's
You could be
exactly what it
Ryan
is. It's kind
Seacrest.
of going to
No,
be
I don't
like
wanna
a.
be-
It's
just-
going to be kind of an American Idol kind of situation.
Gotcha.
And it'll be great because and when you get like some young soloist and the prize is going to be over $1,000, and who doesn't want over $1,000 being a college student?
Sure.
I would have
So details to come.
Sounds good. I like that. See, the Smokehouse. This is a place that's coming up.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Because if you're going to do it, you should
Got to
do it
do
well.
it right and
And
do
do
it
it.
well.
Do it well.
that. There you go.
Jim, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it was
Thanks
nice.
for the beer.
Yeah, it's a solid 4.
It's solid 4. Well, we know what we're not having New Year's Eve.
Well, we helped the Kelsey brothers out,
I don't think we did.
Well,
They help themselves.
I'm sure
out,
they're
though.
fine.
But I like the name and the logo.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of neat that they had that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just went through puberty apparently. But I just thought it was nice. They kind of had that along with the strawberry shortcake IPAs they usually have over there. So,
Oh, okay.
you know, they're turning me into my father. Like, oh, beer flavored beer. That sounds good.
They need Homer Simpson to be their spokesman.
Yeah.
Whatever does the Bacon Brothers have beer?
No, they have burgers. No, that's the
no,
Wahlburgers.
those are
Say
the
that.
Wahlburgers.
They would have bacon burgers.
Kevin
burgers.
Bacon.
I don't know what the
Kevin
hell.
Bacon.
Yeah, one of the Donnie, not
You know that there is a band that the Bacon
Yeah,
Brothers.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking is I think I would be obligated to drink their beer before I drank the Kelsey's.
Yeah. If they have, it's
Sorry.
just- the problem
But I
is
would.
the problem is trying to find it in any of the places around here because they're full of really crap beer now.
Yeah.
Because everything's these weird, like, you know, you went microbrews came along when I was a bartender in college, and it was like, wow, beer can taste good. That was confusing as hell.
Yeah, I remember that feeling.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, it doesn't taste like butt. Okay. So, and then now it's gotten to the point where IPAs came out, like with Hop Devil back in the 90s.
90s, yeah.
And it's almost like all this crap is made on a dare and people drink it. And it's like it's like back when I was in high school, like every 10th grade girl would love Jenny Cream Ale. Now, it doesn't mean it's good beer. It just means it's inoffensive to them. Now you have all these weirdos who go in there and they grab this stuff and it's like, did you lose a bet, win a bet? What happened? What is this?
Like
what are you doing here? This is because I had the guy at Kunda Beverage ask me, can I help you with anything? I'm like, no, I'm just trying to find something that's not an IPA.
Tell me where my
Yeah,
wife
that
is.
No, she was next to me. So
If he asked if he could help you.
no, yeah, well, but no, she, you know, the guy was just like, you know, he laughed. He's like, yeah, I know. I think they just have an overabundance of this stuff, and they can't get rid of it.
Well, I will give a shout out, if I'm allowed,
Yeah,
to
please.
Sunset Hill Brewery up in Gilbertsville. I don't know if you have stopped there or anybody in
I've
your
heard of it.
audience. Amazing. I don't drink, but I have heard so many views, and now they have bourbon available
Oh, wow.
also. So that's a place you might want to check out.
I think my wife was mentioning that a little while back.
Maybe they can drive.
Great.
Yeah.
It's not a far drive
Yeah.
from here, and it's just great outside. They have these ducks that come and visit all the time. Every time I go up there, I'm obsessed with the duck
Look, a
family.
drunk duck.
Yeah, they are. They walk around. They got little
We should go
pools
up
out
there,
for them.
go up and get all ducked up. See, I can
Mhm.
be terrible too.
I like that.
There
Though.
you go.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's better
we
than
are
live.
working on getting live music back up there too.
Nice.
I know some bands.
I know.
Well, that's the weird thing.
I
Now.
think I know somebody
You
that's
like
sitting next
some
to me.
bands, too.
Yeah.
It's almost hard to find a place that doesn't have a band or live music or something every day now.
It's good.
And
Yeah.
it's good.
It's
yeah.
starting to. The essence is coming back. Wow, somehow I turned my microphone down. I was like, what? I lost my voice. It's starting to come back. So, all right, man.
All right.
All right.
So we won't
Thank
be
you,
back next
Tina
week.
Marie.
Yes. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah,
So no show next
care of
week.
my skin doctor. Thanks.
And we'll be back what is it?
July
July
2nd.
2nd. We'll do that then.
And you're going to get my answer.
Good.
Take that with a little instinct from band
I was
practice.
going to say, we still won't get in trouble for this one.
No, I can't get in trouble.
Well, your Facebook feed
It's
will
not
cut off.
copyrighted.
No, not this, but I mean anything else we do. I mean, I've been trying to just find covers of real, like known music, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know. What do you know? I don't know. All right, we'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks, and thank you again
Thank
for
you.
being here. And try to stay out of prison. And
We'll
don't
try.
Don't die in a bar.
No promises.
No promises.
All right, fine.
There was always the rib house that time too.
Oh, no.
That time. All right, folks, we're out. Good night.
Thank you for listening to the American Moron Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Schmuck.
That's our new mascot. Plushies will be out next month. See ya.